What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Ansonator, as you can tell. First time I got the webcam on. This is my stream setup. And by the way, I stream on Valorant. Twitch.tv/Ansonator, 9 p.m. PST every night. But anyway, so today we're going to be doing a little bit of a tour of my mountain project I've been doing for the last few months. And it's really just going to be a tour as well as sort of like a tips and tricks kind of video where you guys can kind of pick up on some of the cool things I could do when it comes to landscaping on the mountain as well as around the mountain that you can kind of pick up when you're doing your own sort of, you know, natural landscapes and stuff like that. I think that sort of stuff really helps out quite a bit. It's pretty good stuff. So anyway, let's just jump right in. So one of the first things that you want to make sure is kind of, well, it's a lot of detailing as well as shading. So when it comes to the stone portion of the mountain, you can see that it's mainly stone and stuff like that. But I got some cobblestone that kind of links to like the lower parts of the mountain, and then as you kind of bring it up, the cobblestone kind of fades away and it kind of becomes really just stone and andesite. I got andesite patches as well, by the way, just to kind of differentiate from the stone, you know. When you look at it from afar, it doesn't really look like anything, but up close when you're climbing it, yeah, it breaks up the textures just to make it a little bit less boring and stuff like that, you know what I mean? So it's pretty good. Cobblestone, you know, because it looks generally more like loose rock, is a little bit more fitting for the lower altitudes of the mountain. So that's just one thing. And then as you can see, I also have like black concrete powder and black concrete to kind of change up the color of the mountain. This is meant to be sort of like an Alpine mountain, Himalayan style kind of thing. So then, you know, when you Google it up, you would actually notice that a lot of the stone is pretty dark. So having these blotches of black would also, you know, just break up the color and not make it look so plain, if you know what I'm saying. And then the last thing is the snow and the ice, right? So as you can see, I got a lot of snow that kind of settles in between like the sharper portions of the mountain. You know, you got these little steep parts right here, the lines, and then you got like the snow kind of building up in between, kind of in like the bowl portions of the mountain, as you can see, you know. So that's like one tip. When you build your snow, you want to have them settle in between less steep areas, as well as like the bowls of the mountain, stuff like this, if you know what I mean. I would recommend, just as Pixel Riff has also said, not to use too many snow layers like these. If you have this all over the mountain, it looks really messy and it doesn't look as nice in my opinion. And I've tried both versions and I am more happy having less snow layers and more just like snow blocks. So all this, you know, this used to be stone when I built the mountain and I basically converted it all to snow blocks. I think as you kind of layer it out, having a bit of variation is going to be the key thing, you know. You got over here a lot of ice over here, but when you flip over to the other sides of the mountain, we got like this really steep cliff right here, and then we got like an ice wall kind of thing building up over here and a lot of snow. This part has none of that, right? And it's all about kind of changing it up to make sure like the mountain is kind of unique on every side. You don't want every side to look the same. I think that's one of the biggest tips when it comes to you know, just the mountain itself, but also the landscaping around it, as well as the bigger picture, like the surroundings. You know, you don't want that stuff to be the same. So anyway, so that's kind of like the mountain portion. Now, when it comes to sort of like the surroundings, I think one of the most fitting things, because if you're building like an Alpine mountain, like a high up kind of thing, the best thing you can do is basically have like an Alpine meadow, which would be something like this. You know, I got rock formations scattered all over the place. It's pretty messy. You know, we're using a huge variety of blocks. We got just the actual blocks. We got slabs, stairs, we got walls, buttons, basically like everything that you can use, slap it down here. You got a lot of color, a lot of flowers, and a lot of stone and dirt just all mixed up and stuff like that. And here you have like this kind of, you know, messy pathway. You can have a clean one if you want, it's really up to you, but this is my sort of approach in terms of making an Alpine meadow. Here's a similar approach. You know, we got ourselves a little lake right here on the left side. And then a slight variation, as you can see, basically just kind of changing up the kind of flowers, right? I had like a bunch of flowers scattered all over the place, and now I got some peonies as well. So this really just kind of breaks it up and changed it up real good, you know what I mean? Now the next thing that I would do when it comes to landscaping is really a lot of bodies of water. So this all used to be a ton of grass, a ton of land, but you know, by breaking it up with lakes and rivers and stuff like this, you really make the surroundings come to life and look a lot more interesting. You know, over here I got a fat wheat field right here, you know. And then not to mention, in each body of water, you want to have each body of water when it comes to ponds and stuff like that be different in its own way too. Like this whole part is a whole lot of bunch of really thin little streams and stuff like that. Over there I got like a fishing kind of portion where you can kind of come out and get on the boat. You got a cabin and stuff like that. changing it up, you know what I mean? Sunflower fields here, just having everything a little bit different is pretty good. What I've done over here is when you look closely at the trees, I got some coarse dirt and podzol and a little bit of gravel just kind of scattered out on pretty much every single tree that I've planted around this mountain, because you know, realistically, you know, underneath the trees you got roots and everything. It's not all green, so this kind of makes the surroundings and the inner detailing of these trees look a little bit more interesting, so it's not all just super plain grass and flowers. It's a pretty good way to break up the color, and that applies for, you know, just when you're like near the water as well, like the bodies of water, using coarse dirt and stuff like that, stone. Just changing it all up will really bring that sort of detailing to light. Landscaping detailing 101, making it look good, you know what I'm saying, big doggy. So I think that's pretty much it when it comes to tips I have. I wanted this to be a pretty quick video. You know, it's all just similar adaptations, right? Like variations. You know, when you got the desert to the grass, you want to have that transition period filled with coarse dirt and stuff like that. So yeah, hopefully you guys can kind of like take away some cool inspirations when it comes to how you can landscape and decorate and detail your own, you know, nature elements of your builds. So you know, yeah, I mean, this is oh yeah, over here. So if you guys didn't know, this is my base. This is all the stuff that I'm working on prior, and then this is the latest project I've been doing. Big ass mountain, super big, super massive. But yeah, that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. All right, peace out.